Well, good rising, everyone. How are you? Hold on one sec. Why am I hearing static? How are y'all doing? It is, excuse me, Moonday, May 23rd, 2022. And I don't know, I'm really enjoying the weather these days. I don't know about y'all. Sorry about my long intro, but you know how it is. I was just giving you guys time to get in here and get comfortable and get your coffee or your tea or whatever you drink in the morning. Does anybody not drink coffee? Is there anybody in here who doesn't drink coffee? Is there anybody in here who does the mud water thing? I've been looking at that, but I don't know. I haven't tried it, and I haven't talked to anybody who's tried it, and I would really like to before I actually do it. I don't want to be first on that. Lots of static. Is it still there? No? Okay. That's good. So let me say hello to those of you in chat who have been here. Let's see, Brian Stavely. Oh my goodness, you're first. He's up early today. Eric Paiva, Capalicious 420, Jennifer Kiesling, Zulu 1, Mojo Shop, DITRH, Bruce Lee did not shoot Alex's mother, Natalie Rangla, Flat Earth Nation, National Memorial Gardens, Thunder Chicken, Dennis Branham, Hoyt 1K, Flat Earth Hebrew Cosmology True and True. Can't deny that. Thunder Chicken, Loving Truth. I like that name. This waiting line is worse than Starbucks on a Sunday morning. Call for zero, timeless. Coffee in the morning, beer the rest of the day. Candace C., Stephanie Martin, Valley Parks. Dr. Law. Damsel Medic, Eric DeLeon, Lowry, from the fatherland. Hey, Bob. You're in the how's your tour going, Alex? I didn't realize that you were going to be going on like a European tour. My question is, though, are you big in Japan? Are you big in Japan, though? Anonymity. Yes. So anyway. Oh, my goodness. Did anybody listen to that show last night with Jaren and RV? I did for a little bit, and then my phone died, and I just took that as a sign as I probably should just stop listening because I was getting very frustrated, and then there was people in chat just saying horrible things, and I just can't be around that stuff anymore so much. You know, I'm just kind of over it. I just don't care anymore. No, not yet. Sold out the first show? That's cool. Hi, Awesome Austin. Carl Stenbeck. Everyone, the World Economic Forum is live right now on their YouTube channel. Give them a thumbs down. The WHO meetings are in progress. Klaus Schwab is live right now. Hell no to the WHO. Yeah, that's right. Those meetings are going on right now. Do we want to look at that? I don't know. You know, these elitist, self-appointed L-ite assholes. I mean, do we really care? They only have power over us if we let them. God, they're live with 3 different live streams? They have freaking 3 going on at the same time. Look at this, you guys. At least that's what it looks like. Look, so here, this is YouTube. This is the World Economic Forum. And there's 3 live streams. Tackling youth mistrust. Oh, well, let's see that one. Tackling youth mistrust, huh? How are they going to try to brainwash the youth, right? How are we going to get the trust of the youth back? How are we going to get them to trust us again so that we can steal their minds back? Do you think that's what this is about? Or do you think that they just need to educate the youth better so that they understand? Because it's just that they don't understand. It's just that they've not been educated enough. Maybe they need to go back to school a little bit longer. We need to train our teachers how to win the hearts and minds of these young people so that they trust us. Right? That's what it is, huh?
Good afternoon, and we're really looking forward to your questions. So please have your most concentrated attention on. Get those questions ready for us when we're done paneling. But before we start, we've got a very special guest to introduce us. Finding a break in his schedule, which I can assure you is the most packed in Davos. Very pleased and proud to introduce Professor Klaus Schwab. Sir.
Oh, Jesus. Just right off the bat, they're just going to bring the devil out.
Thank you, Adia. And if there's one session very precious for me, it is this one. Because
I want to take your children.
Global Shapers community.
The young globalist leaders shapers community is my baby, and I want to take your children and inject them with all kinds of horrible things in their mind and their bodies, and teach them to teach others how to do the same thing. I don't even want to listen to this sick bastard right now. That's all that he's gonna say in some, like, veiled way, right? I mean, seriously. Who wants to hear what he has to say? That's all he's doing. This is the most important thing.
It's a social purpose. And the Global Shapers, in the last 4 years alone, have undertaken more than 2,000 of such initiatives to facilitate and improve the lives of the citizens in their hubs. Now, why do we integrate the Global Shapers? You know, the World Economic Forum is a multi-stakeholder organization. We try to have each part of society very well integrated in what we are doing. And the young generation is not sufficiently represented in international and global decision making. Just think that the average age in the world is somewhere.
Do you think I'll get in trouble for restreaming this bullshit? Because if I don't really want to get in trouble for restreaming this shit.
This young generation is probably 55.
Maybe I'll just turn the sound down. And I'll just keep talking for him. I mean, they're live streaming it right now. Right now he's live streaming, telling you how and why he wants to steal the minds of the young people. Youth mistrust is a very important issue. We must deal with this immediately, and we must gain the trust of the young people. We must gain the trust of the young people, and then we must teach them to teach their children the same things we teach them, and then we get these slaves training the slaves, and we don't have to do anything anymore except for sit back and watch them mine our gold. So, it's very important that we get the children. Because if we have the children, we have the world. Young globalist leaders. I know, I haven't turned my camera on because I'm still doing my makeup. That's what's taking me so long. Sorry. I'm just doing my mascara right now, and then I'll stop making you look at the dirty old men. The filthy, self-appointed L-ites of this realm who think that they have authority over us to be fucking making these decisions for us, telling us what we can and can't do, when and where we can't travel. Like, who the fuck do these people think they are? I mean, look at, this is, I mean, come on. That's what this is. The World Economic Forum and the WHO, you know, combined together are trying to take over the fucking world and tell us all what we can and can't do, where we can't go, what we can eat, what, you know, what we can and can't buy, what sort of medical procedures we must submit to. You know? These are all... That's all this is. Yeah, you'll have nothing and you love it. Mouth barf. Screw your rights, yeah. Screw your freedom. Remember that? Arnold. Screw your freedom. Let's see. Let's take another listen of what they're saying now, because they took the devil down. So what are his minions saying?
About his mission and how the news movement is going to tackle some of that. But first, Miguel, I'm going to start with you and ask you just to say a few words.
Wonderful. Well, first of all, thank you, and thank you. This is an incredible honor just to be here with all of you. So a little bit about me. My background spans across social entrepreneurship, advocacy, and foreign affairs. So the one reason why I really care about this issue is because when I was 9 years old, my family and I were forcibly displaced from our home in Colombia by violence. So I experienced early on the impacts of conflict and misinformation, because that's what happened to my family. Actually, we were falsely labeled as members of a group, and unfortunately, that's the reality for many other countries. And then later on, I translated some of that passion into social impact, entrepreneurship, and into co-creating solutions to make this a better world. I think I'll leave it at that for now.
Miguel, thanks. Taylor, just been a change of government in the country you've left. Tell us a little bit more about you and about why this issue is something that gets you passionate.
Of course. So I'm a global shaper from the Sydney hub, and a week before the pandemic in 2020 took hold, I quit my job due to a long-held belief that if we are going to have truly collaborative and equitable global communities, we need the people who are least impacted by crisis to step up, take responsibility, and work in service of and in collaboration with those communities that are the most hit. And so 2020, I threw myself into that at an interesting time, which was testing and educational to say the least, but it really showed me what's possible in this community and what we achieved with the Davos Lab. And
Cheers,
and what we
Mandela
saw
Effect,
in the
Jonathan
responses with the
Bardsley.
breakdown in
Appreciate that.
trust and the fear felt by young people.
Yeah, I
is
have
really
kind of a
something
sick
that
sense of humor
I'm entirely
sometimes.
committed to serving with everything I have.
Thanks, Taylor. Taha, you've
So
joined
what
us
is up
from
with her? She looks like a
down Wrigley
supermodel.
in
Boy, they
Geneva.
sure want to capture the
Tell us
hearts and
about
minds
your
of the young
journey
men,
and,
don't they?
what got you passionate
Like
about
that
this
one.
topic?
Oh,
Thank
she's
you
a
so much, first of all,
looker.
for having us here. I grew up in Switzerland, but over the summers we would visit refugee camps because of my father's work. And I remember very distinctly at the age of approximately 10, giving candy, as one would do, to other 10-year-olds just like me. And I was like, what's the difference between the two of us? I really haven't done much, per se. And it was at that moment, it created a lot of guilt over time, but it also instilled a certain belief that if I'm on this panel with you today, it's really not because I'm particularly smart or hardworking. It's because I had the right opportunities while I was growing up, particularly those outside of the
It is
classroom.
because I know the right people, and I say the right things, and I puppet the right
And,
information.
We really wanted to give those opportunities, which we feel are just critical to maximizing young people's potential, to millions
Yes.
of others.
And if these other young people puppet it, they too can be successful in the beast system.
That helps young people maximize their potential by upskilling themselves and then connecting to opportunities, internships, scholarships, and jobs. And we work on that alongside governments, foundations, and corporates, which is just critical. The previous panel spoke about the importance of multi-stakeholder engagement, of governments setting the infrastructure and the setting for that. And so, failure to just provide youth with a basic expectation around a dignified livelihood, which hopefully is connected to their skills, creates...
Did he say SETI?
Olga, you've probably had one of the toughest journeys of anyone to get here from Keith. Can you tell us a little bit about you and your background, what's happening with you right now, and also why this topic means so much?
Yes, thank you. I'm very appreciative to be here today, to have the opportunity to raise the voice for Ukraine in other circumstances.
Oh boy, here we go.
To be honest, there were many projects I was working in the past. There were many career passes and many personal aspirations. But to be honest, I feel that it seems that they are left in my previous life that I had before February 24, when the full-scale Russian invasion has started. My country is in war now. The war that was actually started in 2014. That war that distracts all of us. This war is unfair, and this war breaks all of the rules of the war, demonizing the Geneva Convention. So I'm here today as a seat, one of the millions of the seats of Ukrainians and also foreigners who support our resistance and to help us to fight it. And the reason of my mistrust and the mistrust of the Ukrainian youth that I'm representing is an inability to meet this war and to meet the world crisis in the proper and especially a fast way.
Boy, she looks very
Mal, you have
rehearsed,
started a
especially
new news organisation
blah blah
in
blah.
Moonday.
And the Ukraine, it breaks all the
My
rules
sense is aimed at
of the
addressing
world,
the issues
of the Geneva Convention.
today, which is this issue of trust, this gap.
You must all know how
And we've seen,
evil
haven't we, for the
Russia
last
is.
Probably 5 years.
They're so evil. Oh, hi, Rising. I forgot to come over here and say hello to you people at Rockfin. Tom Etchison, Arlette, thank you for the tip. Any word. Steve Oliver, THC. Yes. I know, I had him down low because I didn't really want to hear what he said. Unforsaken Defiance, Rob Cleveland, Eric Pava. Hey, you're in here too. Andrew B. Amos. Alex Lowry. Amos, thank you for the tip. Cold Brews, Mary 30, Brian Stavely. Nest, fuck best. Okay, very good. Did I mute it again? I can't hear it. Is that me or them? Did their sound go away? Hold on. Tackling youth mistrust. Okay, here we go.
COVID crisis, climate, the need for trusted, fact-based journalism is greater now than it has been.
Trusted fact-based journalism.
There's
Yeah.
a gap, as you say, Adrian, and we know that
Not against it.
because of that gap, because of the way the media operates and maybe who makes too many of the decisions, that younger people particularly have an issue around trusting the media. And we saw from the Edinburgh Trust Barometer yesterday that the media, governments, business all have this issue around trust. So the news movement, with others, wants to create communities, partnerships, platforms where we can work together, led by young people. I am super old. Our team, our young newsroom, at the moment based in London and New York. We're a New York-based company with a UK base as well. Average age 24. They make the decisions with the guidance of myself and our co-founders that include Will Lewis, the former president and chief executive of Wall Street Journal, Dow Jones. But young people should drive the conversations that the media is having. And no storytelling works without story listening first. So we need to listen to our audience, our initial demographic that we want to serve. And I think your point about humbly serving communities is 18 to 25. And it's by listening to those audiences in the best way we are able that we can hopefully start challenging this mistrust that is built up because of the perception and the reality to an extent of the gap between who runs the media and the younger audiences that don't play in the spaces, Adrian, that you and I grew up with, television, newspapers, even websites now, but play in spaces, digital, social media spaces, from TikTok to Instagram to
There you go.
to Discord, wherever it might be.
Discord.
Reddit. And we need to understand as the media industry, as many in the media industry do, that we need to change
We need
the
to
way we
infiltrate
do things,
the bottom
engage
level.
our audiences in
The places where they all go to get away from us, that's where we need to go.
fact-based, useful information.
Thanks, Kamal. I think when you reflect on this generational mistrust, one of the things that I'd love to hear from the panel is not just how
Can't believe you
tackle
mentioned
it,
Discord.
but also we tend to think of mistrust as just having a negative impact.
Actually,
And
well, think of
from
the
my
name,
perspective,
Discord. That's why I stopped
see that
using
impact, but I
Discord.
also see in communities like the
Because it
Shakers,
is set up, literally
that
set up to cause
mistrust
discord.
turning to a realization that
So, of
youth
course, they're gonna
activism
love
and
that
youth
platform.
engagement is going to have to be so much more pronounced. And I wonder if the panel feel that that mistrust has spurred them towards getting involved, not relying on others, not perhaps doing what my generation did and think someone else was going to sort it out. You know, someone smarter, someone in office, someone in a ivory tower somewhere. I wonder if that's something that has motivated all of you in some of what you do. And maybe Taylor, I mean, can I start?
This is such bullshit. Like, I can't even listen to this anymore. I mean, look at these people. They are all so groomed. This girl, she looks like a supermodel. Maybe not a supermodel, but she looks like a freaking model. I mean, whatever. Anyway, I had other things that we can talk about. We don't have to sit here and watch the World Economic Pukem the entire time. I actually have a couple of things that I think we can move on to if you'd really like to. I have some vintage flat earth news articles that I have found. Vintage flat earth. So like I've been digging around in these archives online that I can find of anything that relates to flat earth from like old newspapers from like 1800s. And I have some cool stuff that I've found that should show from, yeah. Did you watch it? Did you guys watch the thing with Jaren last night? Jaren and RV, this thing here. I only watched a little bit of it, like I said, and then my phone died. And then I just took it as a sign as I just need to not watch it. It was full of horrible people. Dr. Law! Oh, and the other thing that I've been wanting to do, you guys, yeah, bunch of ghouls, exactly, rocker chick. Bunch of ghouls. Karaoke night on the Discord. Yeah, that was fun. It could be fun. Discord can be fun if you do cool stuff, but I just ran into so much drama on that platform, and it just became so just to the point where it just wasn't worth it for me anymore, and I just focused on other areas because all it does is just open you up to trolls. Like Discord, that platform just gives trolls a direct line straight to you. And I was like, yeah, I've had enough of that shit. Enough of that. Yeah. It is. RV does lie. Like, I'm just over it. I am so over it. And you know what Jaron was saying? He's like, I used to love your videos and recommend your videos, and I learned a lot. And I say that too. Like, early on I did. And now it's like he's just... I don't know what his deal is. He's gotten inside of his own head so bad, and now he's just turned conspiratorial to all the rest of us. Like everything. It's like, is anything real in your fucking world? At that point, I mean, when you start turning it against the people who are like side by side with you, trying to expose like the horror of the people who were just watching previously, like in the 5 minutes ago, like Klaus Schwab and like people like that are committing real atrocities. Like these are people who are making real decisions that actually do cause, you know, death and suffering on a mass scale. And yet he's going to turn against all of us and tell us that we are shills and that we're, you know what? Just fuck off, dude. Just fuck off. I don't have time for that shit. Don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So anyway, I have other stuff to look at, okay? And I did have my event page up. We can talk about that later. I do have a... Oh, actually, I do have... No. I do have... Ugh. I'll just go to my channel from here. A promo I just did for my event. We'll play it. Okay, I'll just say it real quick. Let the thing play. Greenville, South Carolina, October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Mark Sargent's coming back. And then I'm going to have Chief Crow and the Flat Earthworms playing live music as well. Jason Lindgren will be doing a presentation and also performing live. A new addition to the event this year is Benjamin Balderson. And then One Big Love will be playing music. So that's 3 musics so far. And then, of course, Cammie and Zach will be doing How the World Works the whole time that's going on. This is the park. This is where we have the meet at the park on the 21st, the day before. There's Dr. Law slinging his food. Okay? So that's what's going on. And also, not in this promo, but I do have to add him to the next one I do, and that's a Mike Williams. Mike Williams of Sage of Quay will be joining us again. And then I have... and I'm working on some others that I'm not ready to announce yet, but I'm hoping to get a couple more, but I'm waiting to hear back. I haven't decided yet. It's not set in stone yet who the rest of the speakers are.
Brains who aren't afraid to show their beautiful faces.
I love that. right here. Let's hear that again. This is my favorite part.
I want to be with people that have functioning brains who aren't afraid to show their beautiful faces.
Right? Okay, I won't play it again. But anyway, I love that. I love that. Thank you, Jennifer. I know, I love Rose too. Rose will be there. David, DITRH will be there with Paige, of course. I don't know, there's going to be a lot of people there. Brian Stavely will be there. Actually, Brian Stavely will be there, and I'm going to have a guy, the videographer, the same videographer who recorded a lot of the stuff that you see in this promo. I'm going to have him back for Flattoberfest, and he'll be walking around with Brian again, doing interviews and stuff, and talking to people, and sort of documenting what goes on at the event. So if you show up to the event, and you want to be a part of that, you can. You can be. You can, like, go on record, you know, saying whatever you want to say. Just showing that, you know, we as flat earthers are not lonely. We're not crazy. We do have, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of like-minded people like us, and we like to get together, and we have a great time. And so that's what it's all about. Is semi-functioning brain okay? Asking for a friend. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. What are you guys doing over here on Rockfin? Thank you, Colleen. Cheers. Steve Oliver. I left FB Live to come over here. I didn't know Rockfin had live. Very new to it. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, the chat when you're on mobile still kind of could use some improvement. Father Time, good strength. Hello. Hi. I did those. Hi, Sarah G. Can't wait for it. Woke up this past December, so everything is new to me. Oh, really, Colleen? Well, girl, you're gonna have a great time then. You're gonna have a great time. The first one is always the best. Unlike some other first. But the first time, your mind is gonna get blown. You're gonna be like, oh, all these people who don't call me crazy and don't criticize me and who, it's amazing. It is amazing. Yes. There's some interesting people who have been messaging me to participate at the event too, so I just have to figure out how much room I have for stuff like that. Some stuff that I've never even heard of. So yeah. Oh, it's coffee shop music. I guess it could be elevator music, but it's just my background coffee shop music. That's all. Oh, you know what? Hold on one sec. Let me hook up to the phones. One second, please. Please stand by.
Welcome to the conference center.
Here we go. Waiting.
Line unmuted.
There we go. There we go. Alrighty. So now let me go over here. Alrighty. So up here is my call-in number that you can call in. You'll hear me talking. It's a call board. It's the same call board we use for a Strange World, and the same number, 848-222-2480. So if you want to call in and talk, you can call, and as soon as I get to you, I will get to you. I'll unmute your line. You'll hear line unmuted, and then you can talk to me and everybody else who's listening on the stream. So, okay. I'll just leave that open for now. So what was I going to go on to? I was going to go on to vintage. Okay, there's two things I could do. I didn't finish the other thing that I was going to possibly do today. And whatever we do today, I could do the other thing next week or whatever. So I have vintage flat earth articles, or I can try to recreate the moon map. Because I've been wanting to use one of my moon pictures, you know, and recreate the moon map from my moon picture. Because if the moon map is legit, it is my feeling that I should be able to recreate it very easily myself. And I have Photoshop and I have all the stuff that I need to use to try to do it. So, but that could be kind of a long show. But I do want to do it. So maybe we could do vintage flat earth, or we could try to recreate the moon map. Vintage FE. Okay, I got a vintage FE vote. Moon map is such nonsense. Yes, old new articles, moon map. Moon map is see, I think the moon map is nonsense too. That's why I want to recreate it, because I feel like if I try to recreate it for you guys on screen, is this too high? Let me see. If I try to recreate it for you guys, if we try to do it live all together, if everybody's watching me do it, then you'll see how subjective it is. Vintage FE. I vote both. Vintage FE. Vintage FE. Okay, let's do vintage FE. Alrighty. Let me just bring my screen. Alright, screen share. There we go. And then I'll post the call-in number right there. There? It's over there. I get so turned around trying to point to the right place. Okay. So, it's funny if you go into these old articles and you search out old flat Earth, and they have these little, like you could see this ad right here. This is one I have up. It's from 1936. And it's just a little cartoon telling you about how the Earth is round. Of course we know that. It says, if Earth were flat, identical time would prevail in every city of the world. Banana trees would grow 40 feet tall, but have stems like plants instead of trunks. What does that mean? Of course we know that Earth is round, but there have been doubters up even to present century. The matter of time the matter of time it is one positive proof that the Earth is not flat. Wait, what? The matter of time is one positive proof that the Earth is not flat. On a flat Earth, the sun would set at the same instant throughout the land. The Greeks knew the Earth was a sphere more than 1,000 years before Columbus made his famous voyages. So this is them, like, perpetuating their little lie, just sort of in this whole article. This old newspaper. But that's just one thing. That's not even the most interesting thing. That's kind of just a little thing too that I've seen. Okay, so here they're saying, let's see, what's this one from? This is from 1944. We live inside a globe too. Our Earth is just a speck in a flat galaxy, science now finds, is enveloped by a spherical star mantle. You know, and this is just them talking about how we see the galaxy, just more in early, very, very early indoctrination. But here it says, astronomers used to say that the flat pinwheel-shaped galaxy shaped like a watch was 100,000 light years across and only 30,000 light years thick. Our sun, only one of million stars in the galaxy, was located 30,000 light years off the center. The new astronomical discoveries have not changed the location of the sun and, of course, our Earth in this great belt of stars. The new discoveries show, however, that the mantle... Let me see if I can increase this here. That the mantle of stellar haze extends outward from the central plane for a distance of 100,000 light years. The drawing of the new ball-shaped galaxy on this page shows the sun and planets magnified clearly 6,500 times. This means if the globular galaxy were drawn to the same scale, it would have to be nearly 7 miles in diameter. What? But what here, though, look over here in the first part. Oh, I forgot about this. See, primitive man believed that he lived on a flat earth under a round sky ruled by the sun in day and the stars at night. Early astronomers dissipated half of this illusion when they demonstrated that the world is round and revolves around the sun. Of course, it doesn't say how they did that. Later students of the stars have spent much research and thought on the shape of the galaxy on the shape of the sky, or rather, as we now understand things, the shape of the physical universe of which our world is an infinitesimal part. Their first conclusion was that the universe, or at least the galaxy in which the Earth is situated, is in general terms flat. Our galaxy has been pictured as a great pinwheel of stars shaped like a watch, round and wide 2 ways like a plate, but relatively thin in the third dimension. But curiously, quite recent discoveries at Harvard College Observatory point toward the possibility that primitive man was right in conjecturing that the firmament is round. So they're still using the word firmament at this point. While our galaxy may be watch-shaped, it now appears that it is surrounded by a haze of other stars so distributed as to make the entire structure spherical. A light year is equivalent to 6 trillion miles. And it's funny because in this part right here, they say that the astronomers used to say the pinwheel shaped was X amount, 1,000 light years or 30,000 light years. And even though now that we're saying it's bigger, it doesn't change the place of the Earth of the sun, right? Have not changed the location of the sun and of course our Earth in this great belt of stars. It just pushed everything much further out, right? So that they could say. Yeah, fishbowl. Oh, we have a caller. Let's see. Let's talk to this person. New number. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Karen.
Hi.
What you up to, Karen? Got your coffee?
Yeah? Who's this?
My name Nada. Well, I'm Lewis Russell in the chat.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
No, Mo, just got off work. Drinking some coffee, smoking, laughing at these damn globalists.
Yeah. What else?
I can't believe people still believe in the globe with all this bullshit they give us.
Yeah.
On.
Hello?
Laughing at these damn globalists.
Oh, you gotta turn off the watch page. Because I can hear us in the background.
I just turned it.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm just watching the show.
Well, cool.
Coffee.
Anything else? You just called to say hi.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. Well, thanks for calling. He just got off work, smoking. It's cool, buddy. Oh, okay. Here's another one. This is actually the best one. This is one of the best articles I've found so far. As far as where is it? Oh, I lost it. Hold on. All right. So, if you search Flat Earth in these old newspapers, a lot of stuff will come up about this dude, Wilbur Glenn Voliva, who started this town called Zion City in Illinois, and it's right on the coast of Lake Michigan. They have 5 live streams. Yeah, the WF, they have 5 live streams. They got it all going, man. They're going hard. Ooh, we got another caller. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B. Is this Law?
Yes, it is, Queen Bee. How are you? Grand Rising.
Oh, good. Grand Rising. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, trying to get things going here. But anyway, I just have some things I wanted to tell you about, good and bad.
Okay.
All right, well, let's go with the good first, I guess. We had a great weekend. I want to shout out Ariel and Chris Z. They put up the Truth Seeker weekend. There were a lot of people out there. There was 18 of us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had Austin, Kaylee, Shelly, Jennifer, Kevin, and Wes from Florida. We had Shelby and Michelle from Michigan. Who else? Najla and James from Spartanburg.
Mm-hmm.
We had Dean from Charlotte, and we had the Kakalaki crew: me, Tommy, Vinny, Amanda, Chris, Ariel, Dean. We were there, so it was a great crowd. We had a great time, and also Eric too, Eric Lanier.
Oh yeah, Eric's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. Just wanted to let you know we had a great weekend, and we want to shout out also to Flat Earth Farms. That's Daryl Davis.
Yeah.
He hooked us up. He is awesome. That guy he's awesome.
Daryl is awesome, yes.
Yeah, we stayed in the mountains of Georgia at Sky Valley. It was a great time.
Cool. What did
I
you?
think
What
they're
was it
leaving
like?
right now.
Was it somebody's house, or did you guys rent a place?
Yeah, it was an Airbnb.
Ah, okay.
We were just giving this a test run to see when we can do more of these, and this is the first one, and it was successful. It is awesome. It's very, very, small events like these are pulling people together, more and more. And the idea that Ariel and Chris had, this really sets it in between Flattoberfest, bringing people closer and closer.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone should be checking out by now. I think there was a dozen of them left there as of this morning. They're checking out by 11, so they should be on their way home. I'm just wishing them safe travels on their way back.
Cool.
But on a sadder note, Queen Bee, we've lost a member of our FE community. He's a good friend of mine, and I think you know him too.
Who?
He went to Solar Return, and he was at the first Flattoberfest in 2019 at the Dome, at the Firmament.
Uh-huh.
He was at Solar Return. His name is Mark Taylor. He just passed on Friday as when we
Are
when we
you
got
kidding?
there to the
Mark Taylor?
I'm not Mark Taylor. You remember Mark, right?
Yeah.
Not the professional globe troll Mark Taylor. There's
No.
another Mark
I
Taylor, but
know.
this is
He's the
Mark
guy
Taylor that-
who was in Myrtle Beach. He lived in Myrtle Beach, right?
Yes, he was in Surfside, Surfside Beach. Because I'm from Myrtle Beach, and that's how we met at the Flattoberfest.
Yeah.
But he'd been wanting to come here and join us at the flea market, but he moved down to Florida. And Friday afternoon, he went into sudden cardiac arrest. His wife or partner was trying to do CPR on him, couldn't do anything. He went quickly, she said, and the doctors think that he threw a blood clot, the heart, or just had a massive heart attack. I don't know. But I'm positive he did not take any shots. You know what I mean?
Right. I can't imagine he would have.
Yeah, he's yeah. He was a great guy. He's a good friend, and he's like a brother.
That's terrible, man.
And,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
How sad.
Yeah. We didn't find out. I didn't find out until actually yesterday, when he was posting on Facebook. His wife was posting on Facebook, but she didn't say anything about it. I just, because I saw it on Saturday about. He just posted something like, "We were building our dreams, and now it's not coming true." And she had a little sad face, and I thought maybe they just, because they were trying to get a homestead going. But his funeral is looking at around June 11th, I think. I don't know. She's going to give me information. So if anyone, I don't think I can make it because my mother's birthday is that day, that Saturday, June 11th. And I was going to tell you about this too. I might not be in Charlotte. I will be there late if I go. So about 9 o'clock or so in Noda.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but his funeral is on that day, on June 11th as well. So anyone near Surfside, I'm going to send out a message to everyone down there too about Mark. To stop by once I get information, okay?
All right. Yeah.
But anyway, I hate this, end it with a sad note, but I just want to.
I wonder if
give
we should change the day of our meetup.
And that would be great. Yeah.
Maybe we should do it the following Saturday instead.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to talk about it
That would
because
be
we've been
great.
promoting it and stuff. I'll have to see.
Yeah. Just think and see. And like I said, I'm going to be cooking here for my mom and her friends. They're coming up from the beach. They're staying with us. I'm going to cook, and I'm going to leave. I can shoot there. I'm only about an hour and a half away. I can shoot over there, meet up with you guys, and hang out and just stay with my sister in Charlotte. Rock Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't move it, okay? So I'm a. But
all right.
Tommy and Vinny can't make it because they're far away. Okay, but Dean and Chris will be there. Possibly Ariel. So.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, just want to let you know, and it's a great show. I'm sorry to bring it down, and but I,
Well, it's
when
okay. We
lose one of
gotta
ours,
know. You're just telling us what happened. It's not like death is part of life. It sucks, but that is what it is.
Right. You're exactly right, Karen, and we want to give just a memory to our friends and brothers and sisters that have fallen.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, have a great day. Other than that, just like to shout out everyone, including yourself, for staying in here and keeping our minds awake, and about the RV lies thing. That's people should get over that. If you can't see it, you just can't. You'll never see it. That guy he's a professional troll, and Sharon needs to stop talking to him, because just ignore them and they'll go
I don't
away.
talk to him. I don't talk to him at all.
No, I'm talking about Jaron, and just
yeah.
watching. The guy was, he threw the he showed videos of Dave saying things, and and he wouldn't retract what he was saying. He was just twisted in his own mind. That guy,
he just makes excuses and just.
He's a pathological liar. He's a psychopath. The guy he's crazy. Anyone because I see people in your chats that are in his chats, and you know who you are, folks. You know who you are. You guys are deluded too. Anyone who stands up for him, you guys are crazy. You're following a troll that doesn't show his face, and as long as you've been in this movement and you don't show your face and talk about other people, that should say a lot about you.
Yeah.
We need to move on, let that troll go. Anyone who want to follow him, please stay over there. Don't come over here. It's just pick your side, because you need to pick a side at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anywho, I was just venting, Queen Bee. You have a nice day. I'm gonna try to pick up the rest of my day. Okay.
All right, Dr. Law. Thank you for calling, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
You're welcome. And you too. Laters.
All right, bye. And I have another caller. Thank you for calling. You're on with Coffee Talk and Karen B. What's up?
Karen, it's David.
Yes. How are you, David?
I'm doing good. I got some good news, weird news, but I think now is the time to announce it. It is official that Mac, Rob Skiba, and Alex's mom are coming to Flattoberfest. I heard it from RV this morning. Absolute fact. They're all coming to Flattoberfest together.
Oh.
They're carpooling. It's going to be fantastic. Yes.
That's hilarious.
That was a little crazy last night, and you're dead on. People just love the drama. It's kind of the reason I tuned in, because I wanted to see Jaron just literally call him out, and what a great job he did. And I was more surprised at RV on how much he dug his heels in. It was absolute insanity. Absolute insanity.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just address a couple of the things that he just takes out of context, what Dr. Law was just talking about. He says I'm a chameleon because when I'm talking to Christians, I talk about Christian things. So when I'm with a bunch of skateboarding atheists, I should talk about Christian things also.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's so stupid.
Right? And yeah, and Jared said it, like one time he said, Jesus could SMD, and as soon as it came out of his mouth, he regretted it because, we're doing all this stuff all the time. Well, as soon as I said in that podcast with those kids, by the way, which I just re-uploaded, when I said, when he said who created it, they were trying to bait me in because I've heard them talk about anyone that's religious. They were like I used to be. As soon as you mention a God, a creator, somebody like that, they tune out. So I just said, could have been a moron that created. I don't know, And as soon as I said that, I'm like, well, that didn't really come out right. But then I just kept on going, and RV just loves picking that crap up and just, and just making it like that's what I'm all about. I'm dissing the creator. Give me a break. I can't wait for Judgment Day. And that's the other thing. I don't know if you heard it. He said that I said that I talk with God. I have conversations with God. And he played the clip. And the clip basically just said, I said, when it comes to my time and I'm in front of the Creator, I have no doubts that I will get a good judgment. Right? And he couldn't hear it. Jaron kept saying, replay it. And he's like, no. He said he talks to the Creator. Absolute insanity, Karen. It was insanity. Yeah. And then another thing I say often is, and I say it kind of as a joke, I'm in this for my kids and for me. I'm a little selfish that way. And RV, because he's so obsessed with money, just look at the first line of every video description he has, join my Patreon, get nothing, and pay me. It's because I'm in this just like the same reason you're in it, for you and your kids and everybody else. It's for freeing us from this friggin' insanity that's going on in the world and waking people up. And we're on the same page that we think Flat Earth is the key to doing that because, you wake up to Flat Earth, you wake up to everything. You unplug from the Matrix. So another twisted fucking lie out of that jackass. And then he said, it's so amazing, the different views on the Professor Dave interview, which, Sean Atwood was a total shithead on the way he moderated it because it wasn't anything that we agreed upon.
There was no moderating.
The art, the RV side, the Globe side, they're like, oh, you got destroyed. RV's like, I can't even believe Dave is still in Flat Earth. That's what his comment is. I can't believe Dave Weiss is still in Flat Earth after that humiliation. Meanwhile, I've got emails from people I've never heard of, like, hey, I watched, I was looking for Flat Earth. I came across the Professor Dave thing, and I'm not a Flat Earther, but what's going on with this professor? Why did he behave like that? And then I send them my playlist. I say, here, just watch a couple of these videos, and you'll see why. And bam, it's converting a whole bunch of people. I'm kind of sad that it's like down to number 10 when you search Flat Earth now.
Oh.
And
so I guess maybe
is,
you enduring that torture with Professor Dave was kind of worth it after all.
It was absolutely worth it, and I would never do it again.
No.
And you know what? There are better people that can do him. I'm not a fan of. I don't want to say I'm not a fan. Nathan Oakley could destroy him, right? Nathan Oakley, that's what he does, right? Yeah. And that would be. I would pay to see that, And there's other people too. Austin could do it, and absolutely. There's so many people, and then another thing RV said is, and Jaron had a little misunderstanding on it. He goes, Dave only wants to go on non-flat earther shows because he'll sell more apps. Well, that is an after effect of why I want to go on flat earther shows, because anyone that buys the app becomes a flat earther, right? And so I'm not going on there to sell more apps. I'm going on there to reach outside of our choir. RV only preaches to the choir and his little section of the I don't know. The people that listen to him, I just don't fucking get it.
It's the same thing over and over. I mean, and then what about when RV had that knucklehead from Canada with the bunny ears on, the cat ears, and he was saying, "Oh, this is the best flat earther in Canada," and that guy was just sitting there drinking a beer with bunny ears on, saying a bunch of dumb shit. Like, what is that? What is that?
RV said that he goes. He said that if you call people names, that's just because you don't have any argument. Meanwhile, he's calling me Wimpy Weiss, Junkyard Jaron. He just makes up stuff.
He calls people names all the time.
YouTube page. Look at the thumbnails on his YouTube page. He's got me on Ronald McDonald. Like, what? Like, why am I my head on Ronald McDonald's body? I'm like, what is that about?
Yeah.
The guy is a psychopathic child. And you know when you poke the bear, sometimes you got to poke the bear. When you poke the bear, and I'm not even calling RV a bear, I'm poking the psychopath. When you poke the psychopath, you get a reaction. Well, Alex Stein, the satirist that he is, I'm a huge fan. When he went on, I think it was Tucker Carlson, he wore an orange tie. When he was on Alex Jones, twice when like Freemasonry or something came up, Alex made the hand signal on purpose, on cue, twice. And we discussed on the Baby Truther show when Alex came on after his mother died, because of RV saying that it was fake. Can I say in air quotes when I say your mother died? And Alex was like, yeah, go right ahead. Jared and I talked about it. I was like, you think we could do that? And Jared was like, I don't know, might be too soon. And then I was talking to Alex, and he's like, yeah, do it. And that's why, and we did that to poke the psychopath, and it worked because he reacted to all of them. and wait, and the other thing is, his other argument was, who would film their mother dying like that from all those different camera angles? Do you know who would do that?
Alex.
Karen? Alex Stein would do that.
Alex Stein would do that.
I mean, he filmed himself getting a fucking root canal or something. He literally live streamed himself at the dentist. Okay? Who does that? Alex Stein does that.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
That's another thing. When I was on that morning, that Australian morning show, I had 6 minutes, barely, right? And we're on. They're having me on to laugh at me because I'm a flat earther, and I'm railroading them to the point where the girl's holding her head, going, "My head's gonna explode." And when they realized they didn't have anything to get me on, the guy switched and goes, "What do you think of Corona?" Now I have literally 2 seconds to speak, 1 second to speak, and I'm like, I said, I had it, I got over it, and as I said that, I'm like, I thought about saying, I had it, or I had what they call Corona. And I decided not to say that, because if I said that, they'd go, what do you mean? You don't believe in it? And the whole interview would have been over. So that's what I said. That was my choice. If I had to redo it, I had those two choices, I would still make the same choice. I'm not like, I have it, he knows that's nonsense. And what was the other one that he totally screws up? I just spaced on it, but absolute insanity. It's just insanity. It's hysterical. The guy has put the final nail in his coffin, and we don't have to talk about him anymore. Isn't that fun?
That's great. I already stopped talking about him.
I know, and so do we. We haven't been talking about him, but Jaren's just like, after the 4 hours with Rose, he's like, I just have to call him out, and Jaren did. He held his feet to the fire. And RV just kept changing the topic and talking over him. And Jaren was super nice, let him talk a ton. But in the end, Jaren really, got RV to show his true colors. So
yeah,
it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm trying to think what else. He said something else about me, but he didn't. I'm sad they didn't bring up the ladder. Me sitting on the ladder because Chris Pontius didn't have any chairs.
The last thing I heard was him saying, I heard Karen B say planet. That means she's not serious. She's not really serious about that. If you're making mistakes. And I'm like, because I said fucking planet?
Yeah. At one of the conferences, I was doing I think it was with Matt Long. We were doing the Flat Earth podcast, at the conference. And I said planet, and as it came out of my mouth, I go, oops, I mean plane. Right? I did that for, I don't know, over the last 7 years, 3 times, maybe.
I know.
And I caught myself as soon as I said it and corrected myself. How stupid is he? How
so
desperate
stupid.
is he for content?
Dude, we've been saying planet most of our lives. It's a hard thing to get to work it out. Sometimes it slips out. I mean, I've gotten to the point now where I'm completely. I'm confident I'll never say it again, because and just like you with your good rising, everybody, you don't say good morning anymore even by accident, right? Once in a while. Somebody will say good morning, and I'll say it, and I say it back. But I try to be conscious of it and say
you're
good
a
rising.
devil worshiper.
I know, right? I'm a witch.
You're a devil worshiper. You're a devil worshipping witch. Yeah, I know that.
So stupid.
Oh, It's unbelievable, and he won't back down from anything, which shows. Now I question like many of the things that I'm like, well, RV kind of looked into it. I'm down. Now I got to relook at a couple things that that he said in the past. It's crazy, absolute insanity. So anybody that that just shows me that you follow RV or anything, I'm really not interested in talking to you. And it's just, if that's what you want to do, go do it. I don't even watch. I used to watch him a little bit out of curiosity, out of morbid curiosity, because it was interesting. It was, I don't know, morbid curiosity. We all have that, but I've gotten over it. I'm like so not interested in hearing any of his stuff. I didn't watch any of his stream with Rose that everybody was sending me, but who cares?
I didn't watch any of it either. And I don't understand how Rose can sit there and be on a stream with him for that long without losing her fucking mind. Like, I really don't get it.
Rose is more of a pussy than Jaren, all right? I said it. Or no, how about this? Rose is more of a sweetheart than Jaren.
Yeah, I guess so. Nicer than me, because there's no fucking way I could do it. Not without, just going off the whole time.
It's such nonsense. And I think after last night, the people that, still listen to him out of morbid curiosity are now over it. They now see how he just digs his heels in on nonsense. I mean, his proof that Alex Stein's mother didn't die, which Jaren and I went through in real time for the whole time, is because Alex filmed it and because he was an actor. He was on Glass Houses. So
that means his mother didn't die?
That means his mother faked her death.
Okay.
It's crazy.
He never has very much proof.
Yeah.
For any of that stuff.
Yeah, he has nothing. Nothing.
I don't know why he's really good at the symbolism stuff. Why don't you just stay in your lane?
Well, you know what? And some of that stuff I question because he uses all different calculators. He's like, well, that didn't work out to 33. Let me try this one. Well, that didn't work out to 33. Let me try this one.
Yeah, the gematria stuff.
Yeah. And then he goes, well, no, I only use this one. But then, well, like, you just use that one. He goes, well, over here I use that one. And it's just like, and by the way, I'm not knocking this numerology. There is a lot to signs and symbols. But there are people, and one of my things was, Alex Jones, I think he is let's just say he's 100% chill. He woke me up, and then I outgrew him. David Icke woke me up, and then I outgrew some of his stuff. I'm still on the fence with David Icke. I'm like, what was going on with David Icke? And it doesn't matter. Like the singer, what's his name that that has all the tattoos that RV was going off on?
Tom McDonald.
That Jaren liked.
Tom McDonald.
Yeah. His music's awesome. I'm not a huge rap fan, but I dig that. And his lyrics can't be any more truthful. And yeah, he's got some fucked up tattoos. He has some symbols and shirts and stuff. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, he had a life before what he's doing now. See, that's the thing. Like, people don't. It's like, what, people can't change. People can't, change from within. Like, that happens all the time.
Right. And so that's my point. Is somebody has intent, just putting out information out there, and I was like, oh, I'm going to trick everybody in the future. I'm going to switch. But in the meantime, the damage that they did, waking up people like Alex Jones, I'm going to give him credit for waking me up originally. Okay? Well, give me some more Alex Joneses. Bring it on. There's so many people waking up, and my point is, I'm going on a really big podcast in an hour.
Really?
It's recorded, so it won't be live. Yeah. I'm going on. What's the name of the show? It's called. The name of the channel is Inspired 471,000 subs.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to sell some apps, Karen. I'm going to sell some apps. You know what? I'm there to wake people up. It's like, wait. By the way, if you're a patron of RVs, what do you get for that? Does he do private streams with you? Does he coach you? Does he give you anything? You know, if you're a supporter of mine, you gave me $3 and I gave you an app that's super handy in helping you learn and teach others. Okay? And I keep adding more and more and more to it. I don't get the guy. Insanity. Crazy insanity. Well, the last point, then I'm going to go.
All right.
What was the last point? I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know.
I forget. It's
You were
over.
talking about going on a big, the big podcast.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
say
so a
something
bunch
before
of-
that. It's all right.
Whatever.
That's what I was going to say. Is RV, how many new people has he woken up to anything that matters in the last couple years? And the answer is 0, because he's only preaching to the choir, only. But here's the problem. There's nothing wrong with preaching to the choir if you're preaching good information, if you're bringing community together, if you're helping people bond. But go look at his YouTube page. His thumbnails are disgusting. And even the ones that don't mention me and Jaron, the whole show is about me and Jaron. Okay?
Yeah.
It's garbage. His channel is garbage.
Yep. I haven't watched anything from RV, and even before I fell out when he started saying, rolling over on Mac and Rob Skiba and all that. Even before that, I kind of didn't watch him.
Right. One of the things, RV, he showed somebody they were sitting in a chair to be interviewed, and you're what are you going to do with your hands? You might cross your fingers, and you might touch your finger and thumb together. I've done it, right? And the point Jaron brought up is like, RV, you've been going at this forever. No one's ever seen what you do with your hands. He goes, well, I never do that with my hands. I'm like, how do you know? I mean, I don't notice that how I place my hands sometimes. It's just so crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, you can say any old bullshit he wants because he hides behind the Rowdy Roddy Piper They Live picture.
I know. It's so stupid. I can't believe I get all riled up about it. But
he uses a WWF character to hide behind, which is fake. So there you go.
Well, look at that. That's symbolism right there, Karen.
Yeah.
He's hiding
Truth in plain
behind
sight.
a fake name, a fake character.
Yeah.
That means that he's fake in his world.
Exactly.
Hey, RV, I know you're listening. Goodbye, motherfucker. You're finished. Goodbye. Goodbye, motherfucker. You are a finished idiot at this point. All right, everybody. Love you. Have a great day. I got a big interview. I got a couple things going on, and enjoy Coffee Talk.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for calling.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Bye. All righty. That was a great call from Mr. David Weiss. Yeah. Yeah. Authentically full of shit. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, we have another caller. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B. Who's this?
Hey, this is Kyle Adams.
Hello, Kyle. How are you?
Doing well. Yeah, I was just looking. I've been watching the show all morning since I got off work. But I was looking at your newspaper there in the background about Wilbur Glenn, Voliva.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting. And yeah. Then I was looking at the details in the background there, and apparently he was like the first Christian preacher to get his own radio station and start really broadcasting it really far range from Illinois all the way out to Central America or beyond or something like that. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And,
He was
didn't have,
teaching
like, a
flat Earth
small
in the schools.
congregation or anything either. Yeah, he had like some 6,000 followers.
Mhm.
That's like huge.
Yeah, they built a whole
especially-
city.
Yeah, especially back in the day before internet and all that other stuff. You know, these are people who are actively following him. That's really amazing. So, I'd love to do a series like this on flat Earth history and just kind of go and highlight different key figures of throughout just history that were really notable for the flat Earth because, you know, let's face it, this kind of stuff gets buried.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Yeah, But yeah, I just wanted to share that and say good morning. And what's the story on that? Like, I heard you guys are not saying that anymore. Is that like evil, or I don't know?
Well, it's like when you, what is the other meaning of mourning, right? I'm in mourning. It's like you're always in mourning the loss of someone, or you know, that sort of mourning.
And kind of like a double speak. Kind of it's morning time, but it's like I'm in mourning. I'm like sorrow for the dead or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of saying that, it's, you know, some people say good early light or high rising or grand rising. It's just more it's more energetically positive.
It's not about the good. Okay, so it's not about the phrase good morning, but it's actually just the word morning itself that we're trying to replace. Okay. When did this all start? Is this like a new thing? I'm trying to kind of get updated on that.
I don't know. It's kind of been within the last few years, just something that some of us talk about because especially like it's kind of started with a little bit with me and Jack because we were talking about like the ancient Hebrew and stuff. Actually, in ancient Hebrew, good, which is G-U-D and pronounced good, is actually means bad. So really, if you go all the way back to ancient Hebrew, good morning is like bad morning. You know, it's like bad and sadness is really what you're saying if you think about it that way. So even saying, you know, I still haven't gotten away from saying good. Like I can't. that one's a hard thing to get rid of. But the morning part, I've been working on.
Tov.
Yeah, right. Yom Tov, which is like you know, it's like, you know, day or whatever.
Really good.
Yeah, really. So I don't know, just, and you know, and
Bekel Tov is what they say in that's Hebrew is or Bekel Tov. I'm trying to remember my Hebrew. I need to go practice some more.
Yeah, and like so it's like it's sort of going back to if you want to think about the universe in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, right? So even though those words will have different spellings, and they tell you that there's different meanings, like energetically, and you know, that sound, that thing coming out of your mouth still sounds the same, right? It's still the same frequency that you're emitting. You know what I mean? Like if I say it's morning time for the sun coming up in the morning, or so and so is in mourning, it sounds phonetically and energetically and in the waveform, it's like the same thing, right? So even though there's double meaning, you know, so it's not about, it's sort of leaving behind and ignoring the spelling that they try to get around, which if you think about it, spelling, like they're casting a spell, right? They give you these different spellings, which change the meaning of the word. But when you say that word verbally, it still sounds the same. It's still the same wave frequency, right? But they don't teach you that in school. They teach you the spelling. You know what I mean? So
I heard a little while back that the phrase goodbye is actually condensed from the way it used to be was may God be with you. And then all of a sudden, like over time, that got shortened to just goodbye. And yeah, I think that was kind of a fascinating little condensation, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah, but even the word God is God. If you look in the ancient Hebrew Bible, like Jack and I went over this, God is actually the name of the Babylonian deity of prosperity, of fortune and good luck, right? Is God. The name of the creator is Yehovah, not God. And then they replace the name of the creator, Yehovah, with the Lord or God, which is a different waveform coming out of your mouth, right? Because there's power in a name.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. I heard a while back, Yehovah, or some people would pronounce like Yahweh. And like this is like an actual thing that we just do when we're breathing. Like anytime we breathe in, that's what we do when we're like out of breath, and it's just kind of like a natural thing. And so like whenever we breathe, that's kind of a phonetic thing that we do. And so like the moment we stop breathing is the moment we stop calling upon the name of Yahweh or and so I thought that was really interesting that we have to literally call upon him for life itself. And it's always just kind of stood out to me. And so I'm not really sure on all of the pronunciation because I know everyone pronounces things a little differently. So, but that's one that it was a keynote that kind of stood out to me a long time ago, and it's always kind of stood there with me.
Yeah, that's another interesting thought because, remember that scene in The Matrix when Morpheus leans down towards Neo and he's like, you think that's air you're breathing? It's like, are you breathing air?
I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a scene. Well, you've never seen The Matrix? I don't remember the last time I've talked to somebody who hasn't seen The Matrix. But in there, that's what he says.
I don't watch rated R movies, and that's why.
Okay, well, he's basically telling him that he's showing him that the reality that he sees around him is not real, and so like he knocks him down and he's taking a few deep breaths and he says, and he leans down and he says, do you think that that's air that you're breathing in this place? After he's showed him that it's like a simulation, right? So he's like, do you think that's air you're breathing? And that's something that we talk about. Like, what do we breathe? Everybody says, oh, you need oxygen to breathe. Well, oxygen's only 20% of what is actually in the air we breathe. We also breathe nitrogen. And then also water is like the third most abundant thing in the air, right? So we're breathing, oxygen is like the smallest, portion of the complete thing that we breathe into
really
our lungs.
Funny, yeah.
So what are we breathing? Are we breathing in ether?
That is a really good point. That is a really good point. Why are we highlighting, just such a small element of the particles that we breathe? We call it air, but that's like, I guess air is kind of a summation, but yeah, I don't know, it's just, it's interesting. Oxygen is just so tiny compared to everything else that just gets thrown into the melting pot, and it's oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we think about. It's the tiniest thing there. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's just where that all comes from.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh, good talking to you. Yeah. I've got a Flat Earth meetup going on later this week, and I've been trying to do one every month. They're using the clock app. It's just been amazing to just see the numbers grow in our area. We've got like 40 different flat earthers now going to the meetup, or not. We've got 40 different clock app users just within my area, and so I've been seeing quite a bit of them actually start to show up to the meet and greets, and it's been really fun. And I just really want to try and get out there to Oktoberfest this year. I'm going to see what I can. I won't know until probably a few months from now whether or not I can really go or not. But I'm kind of well rooted into my area. A long time ago, I kind of looked out at my tree and said, okay, if this tree is really old, and how is it done? In what ways can I be more like this tree? And so I kind of came to this determination that it's all about being really well rooted and kind of learning how to utilize what is immediately around me to the best of my ability. And if I can do that, then I can, grow up and be successful like this tree. So that's been kind of my thing. So travel for me is kind of one of those really costly things. But yeah, Oktoberfest is one I really want to get out there for and go travel out to.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. There's lots of things like choices of places to stay out there too. There's lots of Airbnbs and camping and stuff. So
Cool. Oh, yeah. We run a B&B, or my wife and I do that, and so yeah, we like that kind of stuff, and we
awesome.
often get deals for staying at different B&Bs. So that's kind of exactly what we look for.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Greenville is a great, it has a lot of that stuff there. Because the venue is on a little bit outside of the town, but Greenville itself is a bigger city. It's just that the venue itself is on the outskirts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely look more into that, because that's like right up my alley. It's just like, I really wanted to go to it last year, and then never did happen last year, but we did get to go do the Salt Lake one. Or we did one here in Utah. It was huge, and we went out and got like a rec center, and the whole place was packed. It was amazing. It's just great fun. So yeah, there's a number of different destinations I really want to head out, and one of them is Vegas, because it's not far away from me. But yeah, so I'll eventually be doing that one too. But yeah, Greenville is definitely one it's on my bucket list right there.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for calling, Kyle.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Have a good day. Great day.
Okay, I like that. Great day.
All right. Later.
Goodbye.
That was nice. Nice call. Oh, I missed 1111. Let me say hi to y'all over here at Rockfin. Iron Subtra, Andrew B, Sarah G, Brian CB, Earth First, Space Later, Benjamin Balderson. I do weird things with my hands on almost every show. Brian CB. Rachel. And cheers, thank you for the tip, Patrick. And Rachel, I thought you left. I thought I didn't see you. I thought maybe you blocked me again. Is that your name? Eric Pava. Hydrogen is oxygen is the negative component in the mercury or ether we breathe. Hydrogen is the positive component. Yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff we're breathing in actuality, right? It's not just oxygen. And I think it's funny that they focus on just that, and it's like not even the biggest part of it. And then hi Redondo Rocket. And then if you go to those oxygen bars and you breathe the pure oxygen, doesn't it make people loopy? Don't they say they get high off that essentially? Look at all those 1111s. Well, I'm glad you all saw 1111. And thanks for trying to tell me. But it's okay, because I know I was here hanging out with y'all at 1111, and it was a good 1111. Have a great day. Yes, great day. Great day. What else is going on? I mean, if I'm not going to sit here and correct everybody who says good morning and tell you, oh, you can't do that, blah, 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 I'm not going to sweat it. It's just something for me because I think about things that way. To me, I just feel better about what I'm putting out into the ether when I say things that maybe have a better frequency or a better vibration than what we had been programmed to say most of the time. That's all. I mean, when it gets down to it, intent is everything, right? So if your intent is good, if you have, or great or functional or whatever, if you have pure intent and or positive intent, then that's really what matters. But it's almost like a collimation for a laser or for a light, right? You want to focus it and hone it, and you want to purpose it, because what comes out of you is your energy, it's your frequency, it's your divine spark, right? So what you put out matters. And I feel like even those little things can help over time, improve what you're putting out, and like the things around you, and the whole give and receive, ebb and flow, what you put out comes back type of thing. I just try to do that. I'm not always successful, but people that say good morning are still but I just try. They pump oxygen into casinos so you can't get as drunk and keep losing money. Is that... I think I've heard that before. Yeah. Oh, we have another caller. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen. It's Ballerson.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. How are you doing?
I'm great. What's up?
So, the reason they talk so much about oxygen in the air is your lungs are your primary vehicle for disposing of carbon, and the oxygen is what is the vehicle for that. When you're looking at the way that your body works, water is mercury for this level, for the earth level, the carbon level that we live on.
Mm-hmm.
And so the mercury in and of itself has two components, oxygen and hydrogen. Oxygen is what our body couples carbon with, and then has to get rid of it, or else you end up smothering like a fire. The oxygen itself doesn't burn in a fire, but it vehicles out the carbon. It attaches to the carbon and gets that heavy carbon away from the fire so the fire can continue burning. The same thing happens in your body. Just like so many people think that we burn glucose, but we don't, because glucose isn't available. It needs to be decarbonated. Carbon molecule needs to be broken off so that way it's no longer stable, so it can attach to your body, and then you can use it. So the breathing is the main vehicle for getting rid of the oxygen, or the carbon in and of itself. And then hydrogen's the other big component, and the hydrogen is the opposite of the oxygen, where it's the positive component of mercury. So you need the hydrogen in order to make fusions in your body, to let things fuse and transfer. And so all the other things you're even breathing in at the same time, which there's a lot of different things, those won't even work without the hydrogen.
Interesting. So it is a mixture. We need the mixture. It's not just oxygen.
Yep, exactly. But they just concentrate on oxygen because, a lot of times you're getting your hydrogen in other means, like drinking it and things like that. So you're getting your hydrogen in other ways. Because, like water isn't is making things wet. It's actually hydrogen that's making things wet, specifically. So hydrogen's that particular component of it. Like when you're looking at whether something's acid or base, that's potential of hydrogen is what pH means. Potential of hydrogen. Where an acid is a very wet thing, and a base is a dry thing. So the hydrogen in and of itself is what is wet.
Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
You bet.
So the H2O, the hydrogen, the two molecules of hydrogen is what makes the water wet?
Yep.
And then one molecule
That's
of
what makes it
oxygen.
wet.
Trippy. Can you combine
Yep,
hydrogen and oxygen to make water? Is that possible?
They say electrically you can.
But you've never
I've never seen it done, but that's what I've been. That's the research says that, anyways.
But we can break it apart. We know we could break it apart, right?
We know we can break it apart 100% because, like, I've got an AquaCure machine sitting right on my table right here, and that thing's absolutely fantastic. It's shocking, like you were saying, how much they focus on the oxygen. Well, that's just for getting rid of the carbon. The hydrogen is insanely important. You're 60-some% hydrogen, specifically, not water, hydrogen. And so when you put that extra hydrogen in it by splitting it, oh man, the amount of or the ability for things to grow and thrive in that environment where you have that hydrogen, so you're able to just take in everything and use it. Like Christy, she is not good at growing plants, and as soon as she started using hydrogen water, all of her plants thrive like mad. We had some puppies that got parvo. We went out on the road, and we're pretty dang sure they ate a dog turd from somebody else that was sitting on, when we let them out to go to the bathroom, and picked up parvo. So we didn't realize that they had parvo until Christy was like almost to South Dakota, was on the way to South Dakota to deliver a bunch of them. And the two here that had parvo, there's two here that were still here that had parvo. Well, three. Well, the parvo, we all know that they get extremely dehydrated. And dehydrated, again, hydrogen. And they start shitting out their stomach lining and whatnot. Well, so the ones here, I gave them kefir, and I took bone broth, which has real nice electrolytes in it, real nice salts, and I took real high-quality bone broth, and I put the AquaCure machine into the bone broth directly and let it hydrogenate the bone broth. And within 20 minutes, the two dogs here that had been very lethargic, everything you would expect out of parvo, within 20 minutes, they're up running around, having a good time. They were literally fine the next day.
Wow.
And my wife, who didn't have the hydrogen machine, just amazing, right? And my wife didn't have the hydrogen machine, and one of those passed away, and the other ones fought for like a week and a half. They made it through it, but they had a fight. These guys here that we replenished their hydrogen, bam, overnight they were fine.
Fascinating. Because I even talked to a vet tech. There's one that she mods for Jaren, and I asked her what they do, like what is parvo, because of the whole virus theory, germ theory, like what is that? And she was like, they don't really know. And because I was like, how do they treat for it when they know a dog has parvo? And she says all they do is they give them fluids. They hook them up to an IV and they keep them hydrated until they get through it. That's all they do. There's no medicine for it or anything.
Yep, the one that we took to the vet passed. That's all they did was put a bag of fluid under her skin and let her go. That's all they did, and it didn't help. Obviously, she passed. Because when they're putting that fluid inside of you, that IV, your body still needs to then do the work of breaking it apart into its usable components. It still needs to structure the water. It still needs to break apart the parts of the water that it wants so it can get the water out, or the hydrogen out of that. So these things or the body, which is already extremely stressed, is now having to do more work in order to do that. Where when I took the AquaCure and hydrogenated the water, now those extra hydrogen molecules are attached very loosely and not stable. And so they want to break off. They want to become free and go back to its stable structure. And so that's part of why when you hydrogenate the water, you've only got a limited time. I think it's 30 minutes that you're supposed to use it, and after that, it's not hydrogenated anymore. So you're getting those components without your body having to break it apart. I believe 100%, and most people just don't even know about these things, So it's not even like they're being evil or anything, or choosing not to use this technology. But most people don't even know about it, and then don't know the benefits of it or any of the things that it would do. And the more that people learn about it, like after I had George Weissman on, and then Crow, and then Freeman Fly, and George said that his machine, he can't even keep up. He had to more than double his staff, and he still can't keep up. So that's our community where we research these things, and we just found out about a lot of these things. So, you can't really blame them for that, but it'd be nice if they did use that treatment protocol, so that way the animal specifically had access to the hydrogen, and a free hydrogen, so their body just rehydrogenates immediately. And again, that's where your electrical signals are flowing through, is that hydrogen. That's where things are fusing and flowing with. So their system just shorts out. They can't even have electrical signals passing because there's not enough hydrogen in their system. So you just need to rehydrogenate them.
Wow. That makes me want one of those machines even more.
It's 20% off if you use Alchemy.
Oh, cool. I might use that code.
Yeah.
Because I know those things aren't cheap.
Yep. No. But I tell you what, just absolutely amazing. Christy and I have, and we tested it out without any forethought, and a lot of the results I even got, like one of the big ones for me, because I've smoked cigarettes for years. Mm-hmm. And so I got that. I ended up getting that dry smoker's cough, where you cough, it doesn't really produce anything.
Right.
And he'd never even talked about this, but what that breathing in that hydrogen did was rehydrogenate that stuff in my lungs. So for about 5 days after I started using it, my lungs started feeling real heavy. But then I started coughing, and it started coughing up just old, nasty stuff out of my lungs. And then like a week later, I felt like I was breathing, twice as much air as I had in years.
Wow.
All this old, nasty stuff had just come up out of my lungs, and I quit doing that dry hack.
Really? I'm gonna have to tell Stefan about that, because he's got that hack, and he's had it for a while.
Yep. It's amazing. It just hydrogenates that gook in your lungs, and now that gook can come back out. It's instead of being dry, cooked, and stuck to the cilia of your lungs. Now it's hydrogenated and moist again, and you're able to cough it out.
Wow. Fascinating. So do you still smoke? You still smoke, right?
Yep.
So do you do the hydrogen thing regularly, and now you don't really have? Do you feel like you don't have any buildup in your lungs now?
And now my lungs feel just fantastic all the time. I mean, I'm up and down a mountain chasing animals all day, every day. Like, it's spring.
Wow.
So I promise I'm chasing animals all day, every day right now.
I'm
it's
sure.
ridiculous. And feel great.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So, what do you have? Have you ever since you got the machine? Have you just keep adding to the list of things that it is useful for? That you can use it for?
It's shocking how often we suddenly, it's like anything that's going wrong. And also, you can use it as a damn welder. It's like the best gas welder in the world. It doesn't give off any toxic fumes. It's a cold weld, so you can do brazing and soldering with it, real fine soldering, because the flame that it gives off. This is one of the most interesting fucking things, right? So when you look at like normal metal, you've got to get this extraordinarily hot in order to get it to change form, in order to get it to turn liquid. Well, with this hydrogen torch, because the hydrogen creates that transfer so easily, hydrogen is what's allowing the transfer of these electrons. It's able to change the state because these electrons are able to get inside the metal much easier. So it's able to change the state of this thing, of metals, of just about anything at insanely low temperatures. It's burning at half of what a Bic lighter does, and it'll burn through titanium like butter.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, George says even the porcelain that they use on the space shuttle, that it chews through that like butter. Like it doesn't even exist. Just soup. Which immediately made me say, according to mainstream science, hydrogen being the lightest element, eventually our atmosphere is entirely hydrogen, and if the space shuttle is coming back through a whole concentrated field of hydrogen, while it's doing that through radiation belts and creating all this heat, how does that not ignite the sky? And George stopped and got a dead. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly, right? Wow. That's fascinating stuff. Love it.
You bet. You bet. All right, Karen. I'm going to go.
All
we
right.
Love you.
Thank you for calling, Ben, and we'll see you at Flattoberfest. Everybody who's listening, Benjamin will be at Flattoberfest. He's a speaker, right?
Oh, so excited.
Yeah.
Me and Christy are just pumped. So, you bet.
It's
Can't
going to be
wait.
a blast.
We'll
We're
talk
going
to
to
you
have
guys later.
such a blast. All right, take care. Benjamin Balderson. You can go to his website, heathenwizards.com. And he's got links to his podcast that he does there, and he talks to all kinds of interesting folks that I've never heard of, and they have very fascinating, interesting conversations on all types of subjects, and it's really cool. I enjoy Ben's work a lot, and so I think that you guys will all really enjoy seeing him and talking to him and listening to what he has to say at Flattoberfest. So there's that. All right, with that, I am going to cut the stream off of YouTube and finish it up at Rockfin. And I want to thank you all for joining me. Please don't forget to... where's my website? Here we go. Go to flatearthfestivals.com and check out events, Flattoberfest 2022. I do now have a page up that is beginning to list the people who are going to be at the event, the participants. I've got some of the vendors up. Truth Smacks, Grounded Extracts, Joelle, Handmade with Love from Joelle Lynn. I think she did ask me for a table, and I don't know if I responded, but I threw it on the website. Mike Williams will be there from Sage of Quay. Mark Sargent, you guys. Mark Sargent is returning. He hasn't been anywhere since Flattoberfest 2020. That was the last time he did a public event or appearance. So we're bringing Mark back. And, of course, Benjamin Balderson, who you all just heard from. And Jason Lindgren, who's going to be playing, and he's going to be playing music. So you can see here, just tap at the top, exhibitor, music, presenter. Okay, and then you can see, and then as I add people, as things get finalized, I will be updating stuff to the website. So just go there, check it out. Also, here's the plan. This may change. I have here speakers and presentations, and then a day 2 Q&A with speakers and live music. It may end up being that both days get closed out with live music, like speakers during the first part and then live music at the end to close it out each day. So this is not set in stone 100%. And as soon as I have the schedule laid out, I will put it out here for you guys. But it's going to be 2 full days at the Greenville Shrine Club Event Center. where you're going to be in the same room with all kinds of wonderful, lovely, high energy, high vibration people. And on the 21st, the day before, we do have a free meetup at Herd Klotz Park. Okay, October 21st, but we'll also be doing early registration for anybody who's bought tickets to the event. You can come there and get your lanyard, which is your entrance into the event for the 2 days that we go there. And then of course, and yeah, like I said, the meetup at the park the day before is free. So if you're local and you don't go to the event, you can meet us at the park the day before. And if you want to buy tickets are on sale right now for $133.33 for the entire event. This also includes your commemorative Flattoberfest t-shirt. Okay, so if you buy a ticket, you get a shirt and you get your lanyard, and then, you know, everything else is on you. But I do have a page here that tells you what hotels to go to. All right, or what some of the hotels are that are in the area, and basically a general idea of where things are. Of course, you can also do your own thing, and you can go to go get a Airbnb or do camping, anything like that. Also, if you go to this page and you're looking for someone to carpool with or to travel with, I have a link to a Telegram group for connecting with other attendees for the Flattoberfest 2022 Info and Carpool Connection. And then anything that you don't see yet here on the site, you can email me about. But as far as the schedule, I probably won't reply to your emails about further inquiry as far as who's going to be there or the schedule yet, because the schedule is not set in stone yet, and I'm still adding people and I'm still announcing people. So that, as far as that goes, that's it. Okay. But the tickets are on sale through June 30th. Okay, which is $22 off. And so there you go. Anyway, I hope to see y'all soon at the event, and I'm going to shut down YouTube, and I'll be right back.